Creating a win-win relationship, not a win-lose relationship or a lose-lose relationship. These are a few things I want to share with you. I actually had a couple things I was about to do, but I really wanted to share this with you because it was something that was on my heart, and I have learned more about this philosophy and technique over time when dealing with personal relationships, business relationships, family, relatives, whatever. I've just learned that this is a great way to look at things and actually to start practicing because it will help you distinguish what it really means to have a good relationship. And a good relationship with someone, a win-win relationship with someone, you're creating a opportunity where both parties can benefit. When both parties leave and go their separate ways or go home or whatever part their ways, you and that individual both feel like you have accomplished something. And then you have the win lose where one party is winning, and then you have another party that is always losing, never gaining anything, but always giving something, always giving something. And then you have a relationship where both parties isn't benefiting at all. Both ends are losing. And I want to talk about this because when you're dealing with business too, you always have someone that maybe greet you with an opportunity or how they can increase what you're doing. They can open up a door for you. They can buy all of this and that so they can get your services or get your time or get you to give them this certain price. But they never really gave you anything. They just talking. It sounds good. It sounds like this contract that you might get is going to change some doors, but you haven't got it. And a lot of times people will try to lower your value so that way they can win. But in a relationship, in a win-win relationship, both individuals want to see that each other win on both ends. Everybody is satisfied. They know it's some give, it's some take. They realize that if I put in 50%, that I'm going to get my percentage out. If I put in 10%, I can't expect to get 50% out. And I think that a lot of times dealing with relationships and just dealing with family or relatives, sometimes people will expect more than what they actually put into the relationship or put into creating this business. So you have to watch that. I wanted to share a story because this happened to me recently where a gentleman asked me to come over and view a project he had. I'm not going to be specific on it, but I'm just going to say he wanted me to view a project he had. And I went over and I viewed the project and I looked at it and I gave him an honest estimate of what I felt like it'd take. And it was some fabrication and welding. So I'm like, I can't give you a specific time, but I would say, surely we can do this within a 2 hour, 3 hour, time span. And I charge you X amount of dollars. He was like, okay, that's fair. This and this, okay. I got to order this other part. I just bought the lawnmower, blase, blase. You know how the story go. Few weeks went by. He contacted me again, ready to do the project. And I'm like, okay, you ready? Yeah, I got everything. I got it running. I got this and this, this and this. I got some jobs lined up. I said, okay. But hey, I need you to come do it though until I do this for me. And I'll pay you once I get these jobs. I got all these jobs lined up. I just got the lawnmower fixed. I just got this. I'm just doing this, trying to promote me. Oh, I just got this going. Hey, let me do this. And I got this going. So I'm like, I understand that. But if I produce my goods and services and I don't have anything in return and I have to wait on you to guarantee me, that you keep your word, that's not a good relationship, family. That's the relationship ain't even started out on a good foot because I'm giving, and what is the other person in the relationship giving? They ain't really losing anything. He ain't jeopardizing anything. So, I think that we have to be wise when we're building relationships, when we're doing business, because people will do that. It's just something that happens, you know what I mean? And I wanted to share it with you because we need to know how to create these relationships, to create these win-win relationships, making sure that, if you give, they give. Make sure that you match the same energy they match, you know what I mean? And that way it can always be a win-win situation because it never has to be a lose-lose. It never have to be a win-lose. But it tends like in America and the way the system is set up, someone is always on the losing side. You know what I mean? So there is some things you can set up personally for yourself, and just keep in mind when you're dealing with business and family and relationships, and that there can be a way you can create a win-win situation by listening to both parties, making sure both parties are actually putting some skin in the game, as we would say in the South. Say, man, you ain't got no skin in it. I got all this in it. If I fumble, I lose everything. If you fumble, nothing happens. You see what I'm saying? So if I would have did the service without getting anything, I'm like, man, I can't get half of the deposit or nothing. You didn't did all of this, but you didn't think about taking care of the person who was actually going to keep it above the hump. And I think that's not the way you build a relationship, and that's not how it's supposed to go. And you're not going to get anywhere like that. So I just want you to think positive when you're building your relationships, and just keep that in mind. This is just a brief video just to talk about that, because I know we experience things like that. And I just want you to be aware when you're dealing with business, or when you're dealing with a personal situation. If a person greet you and they're not willing to put in the skin of the game, they're not willing to have any type of sacrifice, they ain't got nothing to lose, only you got something to lose, then I don't really think that's a good relationship. Y'all be blessed. Keep prospering. Hog on.